Hi guys, welcome to the Fashionpreneur Talk with Gitana Styling podcast. If you don't know me, my name is Sandra. I'm a fashion stylist, a podcaster, and a business consultant. And this podcast is about having genuine conversations about fashion entrepreneurship and getting your questions answered. So if you have any questions at all, please email me at info@gitanastyling.com. Gitana is Gitana styling.com. I will leave a link below for you anyways, okay? Now, I want to invite you to join us inside our free Facebook group, Fashion Entrepreneur Club Hangout. In there, I answer questions, I share resources, I host events. So if you're interested, I'll leave a link also for you. Last but not least, I have a free resource for you that is great if you're just starting your business and you don't know, the steps to follow and put together a plan, or maybe you have been in business for a while, but it's not really working well, it's not really working as you expected, then these guides are for you. They're completely free. I'm gonna leave a link below. It's just 3 guides that you get via email, and I walk you through the process. You can create that plan that really works for you and your business. Okay, so without further ado, let's just get started with the podcast. Hi guys, welcome to the episode. So in this one, we are going to talk about, I want to start a fashion business, now what? So you have finally decided, right, that you're going to do this thing, that you're going to go after it, that you're going to open your fashion business, right? Now what? So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 steps, the 5 initial steps to get you going, right, in this journey of fashion entrepreneurship. And the first step, you have already taken it, which is deciding that you're going to do it. Because perhaps this is a dream that you have had for many years, or there's a little voice, in the back of your head always telling you like, you should do this, you should launch your connection, you should create this product, you should offer this service, you're so good at this, blah, 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 blah. And finally, you have reached a point where you have decided, you know what, I'm going to listen to that voice. I'm going to follow that desire or that dream that I have, and I'm going to make it happen. So step number 1, you have decided, right, to stop thinking about this thing or daydreaming about this thing and decided to make it happen in real life here now. So congratulations, step 1, you're done. You have decided that you're going to make it happen. Okay. Now what? Step number 2, you're going to make a commitment. Okay. So you have to make a commitment to make this work. Okay. So like anything worthwhile in life, right? If you don't make a commitment, when it gets hard or when life gets in the way or whatever it is, you're going to stop doing it. So think about it just like, let's say, when you decide you want to go to school because you want to become a doctor, for example, right? Or any career that you like. You have to make a commitment. You have to, decide and make a commitment that you're going to enroll in the classes, you're going to study, you're going to take the test, you're going to do the practices, everything that is in that path to make sure that you get to the finish line, which is being a doctor. Or let's say you want to lose weight, right? And then you decide that you're going to do it. And then you commit to joining a program or hiring a nutritionist or following certain lifestyle changes and investing money or time or going to the gym, whatever it is, because you know that if you don't take those steps, that's not going to happen. So same thing here. You decided you're going to start this business. You have to know beforehand and you have to commit beforehand that you're going to do whatever it takes to make this business work, that you're going to take the classes or you're going to learn or you're going to invest the time, the energy, the money, whatever it is to make sure that this happens. Because if not, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen out of thin air. You have to make a commitment and know that you're going to have to invest time, energy, money, whatever it is to make it happen. Okay. So that's number 2. Okay. Now, number 3 is you can I recommend start brainstorming. Okay. So perhaps, like I mentioned before, you have had this dream or idea for a long time, maybe since you were very young, right? Or perhaps you have been in a career for many years and you're done with it. You're like, this doesn't fulfill me anymore. I want to change. I really want to express my creativity. I don't know, whatever it is, whether it has been there for a long time or a short time, I recommend that you grab a piece of paper, right? Or you grab your tablet, right? Your iPad, whatever it is, and just make a list with bullet points of all that stuff that is in your head, right? All those ideas that you have, like the products you would like to create, the people you would like to serve, the experiences you would like to have, the lifestyle that you want to have. Like the point here is to put all that information that is in your brain, that is always, percolating there, that it's going around for years, right? Or for a long time, and just dump it in a piece of paper, write it down, put that information in the paper, right? So you free your brain and you see all the things, all those desires that you have in a piece of paper. And then the next step is narrowing it down, right? So in the first one with brainstorming, don't limit yourself. Don't think about time, money, and those things. Just put everything that you have in your brain in there. And then in the next step, right, from more of a another different perspective, from a more logical perspective, look at everything and be like, what's the idea that excites me the most? What's the idea that I see myself doing in my life, that I see myself offering to people, talking to people about, getting excited about it? And then narrow it down, so you get a focus. Because in this point, at this point, I want to tell you two things. Number one, you need a focus to make sure that it happens. And number two, you have to know that that focus might change over time, and that is totally okay. So number one, you need that focus. Going back to the example of, let's say, going to school to become a doctor, you might like different careers, right? You might like different things. You might like to have perhaps different careers, but to be successful at one, right? At the first one, you have to start with one first. And you have to decide from all the careers, you're like, okay, I like this one best, right? And then you decide, you make the commitment, you're like, okay, I'm going to take these classes, because you can't take, you can't enroll in 5 programs at the same time and focus on 5 different careers and expect to become successful at it. You need a focus. So the same thing here. You might have all these ideas in your head, which is awesome. Okay. And then I'm not saying you're going to throw them away. You can keep that piece of paper, because like I said in point number 2, as time goes by, your focus might change, and most likely it will. But give yourself permission first to dump everything out and put it in a piece of paper. And then make sure that from all of that, you choose that one thing that calls the most to you, okay, that you see yourself doing that. So then you can start, having a focus, and then a plan, right, can come up so you can make it happen. And like I mentioned, just, make sure that you understand that these focus, right, might change over time. As you start studying or preparing yourself or practicing or meeting people or having experiences, you might realize, you know what? I like this better than that. I'm better at this than that. I really enjoy working with these people, or whatever it is. And that's totally fine. Most people that start the business, fashion business, or any business really, they end up having a variation of that initial idea. Some people do end up doing exactly the same thing that they started with, but most people, they change, right? Through time, through experiences, through everything they go through, right? And turn it into something different. And just know that that is totally okay. Just stay flexible, just stay open to the idea, because what I see is that a lot of people, they start with this idea, they become very rigid at it, and then opportunities come or things come, life starts telling them, hey, it's not that way, it's this way. Or people start telling them like, hey, I want you to help me with this, help me with that. And then because you are so stuck into the initial thing, you don't end up pivoting, and you get stuck in this process. So just know beforehand, right, that it might change, and that is totally okay. And then the last thing, the fifth step of this first initial stage, is educate yourself. Okay. Once you know, right, you've decided, you have committed, you have brainstormed the ideas, you have narrowed it down, now you have a focus, then commit to educating yourself. So you want to do something, right, and you want to do it professionally, right, you have to educate yourself. So I want you to educate yourself in 2 areas, okay? Because a lot of people, they just focus, for example, on their craft, right, and then they don't focus on the business side, or some people are very good at the business side, but they don't focus on the craft side. So you have to focus on both. Okay. When I'm talking about the craft, I mean, whatever it is that you're going to do or offer to your customers, make sure that you're doing it well. So let's say you're a fashion designer and you have decided that you're going to sew your own pieces. What can you do to make sure that you're doing it at a level that is professional? You need to join a class. You need to start practicing daily. You need to collaborate with certain people so you learn from them. You need to go to fashion school, whatever it is for you, right? Make sure that you commit to that. Some people, they want to go to fashion school, and that's perfect, and some people cannot go to fashion school, and they can't afford it, or that's not the right time for them. So there's other alternatives. You can join different programs. Like, there's so many possibilities nowadays, right? But whatever you do decide to do, make sure that you are doing something to improve that craft, whether you're a stylist or maybe you want to be a makeup artist, and you can start taking classes or watching a lot of videos and practicing on people, like whatever it is, to make sure that you are perfecting that craft and being professional, right? Achieving that professional status within that area, right? And then the second thing, at the same time, educate yourself, but on the business side, because a lot of people, for example, they're very good at what they do, but they don't promote themselves. They don't build a brand. They're not out there telling people about their business. They're not doing marketing, so they don't get enough customers. Then they can't sustain the business. So both things are super, super important. When it comes to this, then it's the same thing. You have to maybe enroll in a class or follow a mentor, or start taking steps to make sure that you're building a plan, that you're building a solid foundation for your business to work. Okay. So these are my 5 first steps to get you started. If you have decided, okay, I want to have a fashion business, right? These are the 5 things you need to do first. Number 1, decide, okay, I'm going to make this happen. Number 2, commit to doing everything that you need to do to make this happen, the classes, the mentors, the energy, the money, whatever it is, to make this happen. Then make sure that you brainstorm all those ideas that you have. Then make sure that you narrow it down so you have a focus, and then start getting prepared, educate yourself to make it happen in the craft area and also in the business area. If you do these 5 things, you already have a lot of homework to do to get going with the business. So I want to mention, we do have a free resource for you, right? If you're in the stage where you're like, okay, where do I start, right? I've already, decided, I have committed, I have come up with like a focus, and now what? How do I come up with a plan, with an actual plan? We have some free guides for you, okay, that you can access in the link below. I send them to you via email. There are 3 guides to help you build a fashion business that works for you in your life. And what I do is I walk you through a process, right, where you can start putting together that plan, so you have actual steps to make this happen. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll leave a link below for you. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm here for you, and the whole community is here to support you. So I want to wish you an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you in our next episode. Okay, bye guys.